What's up, everyone? Welcome to Flow with Erin. I'm Erin, and today I have a bonus practice for yoga for healthy backs. So this is a full integration flow. We're going to put everything together that we've done so far in the last 4 weeks. So strength, support, space, all of the good things. So when you're ready, go ahead and join me on the mat and let's get settled. We're going to take a moment to arrive in the space with our breath. So sit up nice and tall, a nice comfortable but easy seat. So as tall as you can be while also feeling as relaxed as you can be. And start to deepen the breath. So take some nice big deep inhales through the nose and long exhales out the nose. So try to see if you can lengthen your inhales to 4 counts and your exhales to 6 counts. Inhale again. And a slower exhale for 6. And as you continue to do that, 4 in and 6 out, try to see if you can lengthen even more in the spine. So sitting up nice and tall, but relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Really ground your sit bones into the ground here for support. A couple more deep breaths in and out. Letting go and softening with every exhale. And just noticing your posture without forcing anything. Good. And keep the long inhales and exhales, but there's no need to count or lengthen extra on the exhale. So just really long, deep breaths in and out here. And we're going to add a little bit of movement. So on your inhales, we're going to press the heart forward, arching in the back a little bit. And exhale to round the back, bringing the belly button in. So think cat-cow seated here. Inhale. And then exhale to round. Inhale, press forward, mini back bend. Exhale to round like a cat. Couple more on your own. Inhale for seated cow. And exhale to round for seated cat. Last one, inhale. Exhale to round. And then go ahead and bring it back up to a neutral spine. We're going to bring the right hand just down next to you, and the left hand sweeps all the way up and overhead, trying to keep that arm up above the ear. And breathe into that space in between the ribs on the left side. So really stretching over to the side, grounding in that right hand. Couple more deep breaths in and out. And then on your next inhale, press into the right hand and open the heart up a little bit more towards the sky, bending that left elbow. And on your exhale, release and bring it back up to center. We're going to do the same on the other side. So left hand comes down to the ground, right hand sweeps up and over, stretching over, and breathing into that space in between the ribs on the right side. So feel that opening, that nice side body stretch as you inhale and exhale into that space. Couple more deep breaths in and out here. Reaching all the way up and over. And on your next inhale, pressing into the left hand, bend the right elbow and open the heart up to the sky. And then exhale to press it all the way up. Good. And back in our neutral seat, we're going to take some seated twists. So bring the right hand just behind your bottom on the ground, just for support. So we're reaching that spine up tall. Your left hand comes over to the right knee. And on your inhale, make sure your spine is nice and tall, creating that length. And as you exhale, just slightly turn the belly button over to the right. Inhale, lengthen in the spine, and on your next exhale, turn the belly button and the ribs over gently to the right. Inhale again, finding that length. Exhale, belly button, ribs, and heart turn all the way over. Final inhale, as tall as you can be, and on your last exhale, turn belly button, ribs, heart, and head all the way over so you're looking over that right shoulder. Breathe into this twist here. This is really good. Twists are detoxifying, so wringing out all those toxins. Should feel really good on the back. Go ahead and unwind, bring it back to center, and we'll do the same on the other side. So bring the left hand just behind you for support so that you can lengthen. Your right hand comes over to the left knee, and really pressing into that hand for that support. Make sure you have a nice tall spine to start before you do anything. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, and your belly button goes gently over to the left. Inhale again, nice tall spine. Exhale, belly button and ribs turn to the left. Inhale to find length. Exhale, belly button, ribs, and heart twist all the way over to the left. And finally, last one, finding a long, tall spine. Exhale, belly button, ribs, heart and head twist all the way over to the left. So your gaze is looking over your left shoulder. We'll take a couple deep breaths in and out here, twisting it out. Should feel really, really good on the back. And when you're done, go ahead and come back to center, unwind, come back to that nice neutral seat. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. And on your exhale, you'll slowly bring them down, and you're going to cross that right arm under the left and hold on to those hands for eagle arms. And you should feel a nice big opening between the shoulders here. So even if your hands can't quite touch, just make sure that you're twisting here at the elbows and feel that stretch in between the shoulder blades in the back. Take some deep breaths here. If you'd like to play with a little movement on your inhale, you can lift the arms up gently and exhale to bring them down towards the belly button. Do a couple more of those. You can stay neutral if you'd like, or inhale to lift. Exhale, bring it down. One more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, curl it in. And then go ahead and release, and we're going to switch. So inhale, the arms all the way up to the sky, and then exhale, slowly bring them down, and we're going to twist underneath the left arm under the right this time, so switch the arms, and go ahead and take that eagle arm if you can, grab on the hands, if not, just make sure the elbows are twisted in the opposite way. And this may be enough of a stretch for you here, just feeling that opening in the back body, so in between the shoulders. But if you'd like to add a little movement on your inhales, you can reach up just gently and exhale to bring it in. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, drawing the belly button in as you bring the elbows down in towards the belly button. Last one, inhale to reach up. And exhale to bring it in. And then go ahead and release. Shake it out if you need to. We're going to head over to a tabletop position. So when you're ready, go ahead and meet me there. And you've done this quite a few times, so just take a moment to find your foundation here. Hands, wrists come underneath the shoulders, knees come below the hips, really spreading wide those fingers, so clawing down. Your shoulder blades will come down a little bit, so heart is melting down, and then belly button draws in. So really nice flat tabletop back here. And just breathe, feeling what this looks like in the neutral spine. And we're going to do some cat-cows and tabletop, pausing in neutral in between. So with your own breath, when you inhale, you're going to drop the belly as the tailbone goes up and you look forward for cow. And then stopping in neutral, just pausing. And as you exhale, round the back, pushing through the hands, belly button draws in, looking down towards the belly button for cat. You can pause here if you'd like. And inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Go ahead and continue to flow with your own breath. Just noticing the alignment of the spine, focusing on leading from your tailbone. So as your tailbone comes down, the rest of you comes up, and vice versa. Tailbone goes up as your belly drops down. So feel what that's doing in your spine. We'll just do a couple more of those with your own breath. And then after your last exhale, come back to a neutral tabletop again. We're going to plant the left hand down and sweep the right arm all the way up towards the sky, feeling a nice stretch. And then bring it down and under. We're going to thread the needle, but we're going to come up a few times in between. So just reaching through and feeling that stretch. Then bring the right arm all the way back up and thread it through. Second time. Reach right arm up to the sky, and on the third one, we will thread it all the way through, bringing your whole arm and your right cheek down to the mat, and breathing into that space in between the shoulders. So nice big shoulder stretch here as you thread the needle with that right arm through. Take a few big deep breaths in and out, really opening up that shoulder space. And feeling yourself melt down into the ground a little more with each exhale here. Good. And then when you're complete, using the strength in the left hand, press on up to the tabletop position again, and we're going to switch it over to the other side. So grounding in the right. I'm going to reach the left hand all the way up to the sky. And on your exhale, thread it through, pausing here. Inhale, bring the left hand all the way up again to the sky. Exhale, thread it on through. Last one, inhale, reach as tall as you can on the left hand. And on your third one, we'll go ahead and thread it all the way under so your whole arm and shoulder comes to the ground. And your left cheek can rest on the ground as well. Hips are still high, but you're really stretching those shoulders apart from each other. So with each exhale, feel your body melting a little bit more into the ground as those shoulders pull away from each other. Feel that nice upper body stretch. A couple more deep breaths in and out, softening with each exhale. And when you're complete, go ahead and press in your right hand to come back to tabletop. We're going to do some of our bird dogs, so find your foundation here first. We're going to start with the right hand forward and the left leg back. So just reaching them forward to start before you lift anything up. Find that even weight distribution on both sides. So maybe rock front to back and side to side to see where that feels the best and most even for you. And engaging in the core, when you're ready, you can lift up off the ground. So your right arm is reaching forward and your left foot is pressing back. And this may be enough for you, but if you'd like a little bit extra, we're going to do a few crunches. So on your inhale, reaching front and back with that right arm and left leg. And then exhale to bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale to reach. Exhale to crunch it in. Couple more. One. Inhale to reach the arm and leg opposite directions. Exhale to crunch. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale to crunch. And then we'll let it down back into our neutral tabletop before we switch to the other side. So reaching your left hand out in front and your right leg back. Find that foundation here first while you still have some support on the ground. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and lift opposite leg and arm up off the ground. And this may be enough for you holding that core tight. You don't have to do anything else here if you don't want to, but if you'd like a little more, on the inhale, reach with the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Exhale to bring the elbow and knee together. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Two more. Stretch that left arm and right foot apart. And exhale to crunch. Last one, reaching as far as you can, both directions. Exhale to crunch it in, and then bring it back down to tabletop here. We're going to sit back for a child's pose just for a moment. If you'd like to sit up and maybe do a couple wrist circles here, just to take a little rest and pressure off of the wrist, you can. Stretch it out. This is just a quick child's pose before we do a couple last things in tabletop, so enjoy this little break while you can. And then when you're ready, go ahead and meet me back up in tabletop. Find that neutral flat back position, and then lift the right leg up just high enough to bring your right foot all the way up and in between the hands for a low lunge. Finding that foundation, so squeezing the legs both into the midline towards each other. And then when you're ready, you can rise the arms all the way up to the sky, using the strength in your core and your legs here to press up. So we're not crunching down into the weight of the body. We're really strong and tall here in this low to the ground lunge. Take a few deep breaths in and out here, feeling those legs and the core strength and tightening. And after you've taken a few breaths here, go ahead and bring the hands down to heart center. And we're going to take that little prayer position with the hands and just bring it right outside of the right knee. So you can do the elbow, or you can just have your arms down outside the knee to take a little bit of a twist. So bringing that left elbow just outside of the right knee, you'll twist everything over to the right. Gaze comes over right shoulder. See what happens if you tighten in the core a little bit and twist. Good. Go ahead and unwind. Plant the hands and step the right foot back into your tabletop, and then we're going to do the same on the left side. So from that neutral position, lift the left leg up just high enough to bring it in between the hands and find that low lunge. I said this before, but you can use that right toe, your back foot. You can curl the toes a little bit for some extra stability and balance. A flat foot will be fine as well, but a little bit more stability if you have the toes curled. And then once you have that strong foundation, legs hugging in, go ahead and rise the arms up for low lunge. Breathing into this stretch, really good opening in the hips, which helps with the lower back. And then once you've taken a few deep breaths in and out, you can bring the hands down to heart center and then take them just outside of the left leg. So your right elbow will kind of rest just outside of on the left knee. And we're going to twist gently over to the left. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. When you're ready, go ahead and unwind. Step the left foot back. And we're going to go from tabletop into a puppy pose. So keeping your hips lifted, we'll reach the arms forward and melt the heart down into the ground. So remember, we're not sitting back on the heels. Puppy pose, we have hips up high, like a playful puppy. You can wag your tail if you'd like. And this should feel really good in the upper back and the shoulders. This opening stretch. Nice gentle heart opener here. And when you're complete, just slide the belly all the way down to the ground. We're going to find our Sphinx pose. So about 90-degree angle here in the arms. You'll have your hands kind of the same as your tabletop position. So hands are really, like, fingers are spread wide, hands are clawing into the ground. Everything's in line with the shoulders. And then opening up in the heart. So you can pull, like, press the hands into the mat and kind of pull your heart forward, squeezing in the legs. This is the strong version of this pose. See what happens if you pull the belly button in just a little bit, engaging in the core. Good. And go ahead and lower just enough to bring the hands back a tiny bit so they're more underneath the shoulders. We're going to do 3 baby cobras here. So on your inhale, we're going to pull the shoulders down away from the ears and pull those shoulder blades in towards each other as we lift. Just gently exhale to return to the ground. Do it again. Inhale to lift. Exhale to return. And you can press up as high as you want or keep them pretty small. Inhale to lift. And exhale, return. And this time you can go ahead and bring the hands out in front of you. Make a little pillow to rest your head on if you'd like. Or you can bring one cheek down to the ground and bring the arms back. We're going to head into locust next, so this is a good preparation for that if you'd like to rest this way. Maybe taking a few deep breaths and switching to the other cheek in between if you're laying in this position. And just noticing how you feel in this neutral before we lift. So if you're not already there, bring your hands back into airplane. Your legs are tight together. We're going to do a few locust lifts. So on your inhale, you're going to lift everything up off the ground that you can. Squeeze, 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 and exhale, return. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Last one. Inhale, lift everything as high off the ground as you can. And exhale, return the hands in front like a little pillow. And just notice how you're feeling at this point in the practice. Notice your spine. If there's any information it's telling you. And then go ahead and using the hands, press back up through tabletop just enough to go into a child's pose. Now take a few deep breaths in and out here, sinking into the ground. This should feel like a nice rest for you. And then when you're complete, go ahead and come back up just enough, so maybe through tabletop or back to a seat so that we can come down to lie on the ground. Go ahead and recline back onto your back, whichever way you'd like to get there. And we're going to keep the legs on the ground, or the feet on the ground with the knees bent. And go ahead and lift that right leg all the way up, so right foot comes up to the sky. Feel a nice stretch like you're pressing into the ceiling with that right foot. And then you can interlace the hands just behind wherever is comfortable. So thigh, calf, whatever's comfortable for you. And we're just going to gently pull that right leg in towards the body just to feel a nice little stretch in the hamstring. No need to force anything. This should feel really good and opening in the lower back. So breathe in and out here, and as you exhale each time, try to bring it just a teeny bit closer to the body. So pulling with the hands that are interlaced somewhere around the leg. And then go ahead and release, and we're going to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee here, and you can interlace the hands behind the left leg this time for a reclined figure four. And go ahead and just gently pull that left leg in towards the body, maybe pressing your right elbow into the right knee. So you're pushing the right knee away while pulling the left leg in. You can flex in the feet like as if they're pressing into opposite walls as well. Really feeling that opening there in the glute, which will help in the low back as well. A few deep breaths in and out here. And then go ahead and return the left foot to the ground, followed by the right. We're going to do the same little series on the next side. So left leg comes up as if you're pressing into the ceiling. So flexing in that left foot, pressing up into the ceiling with that left foot. And then interlace the hands just somewhere along the leg, so it can be low, high, even up by your foot, wherever is comfortable for you, to gently pull that left leg in closer to the body for a little hamstring stretch. And with each exhale, try to bring the leg a little bit closer. Good. And then go ahead and cross the left ankle over the right knee, and we're going to interlace around the right leg this time. So bringing that right leg in towards the body, and maybe using the left elbow to press that left knee away at the same time. So you're drawing the right leg in with the hands while pressing that left knee away, flexing in the feet like they're touching opposite walls, and stretching, feeling that release in the glute. On the other side. With each exhale, try to bring it a little bit more in, so a little deeper of a stretch with each inhale and then exhale. Good. And then go ahead and bring the right foot down, followed by the left. And we're going to take a twist just to either side. So start with some windshield wipers with the knees, just gently going left and right. And then after you've done a few of those, maybe linger on one side. So let the knees drop all the way over to the right. And if you'd like to add a little bit more, you can open up in the left arm and look over at your left fingertips. So just taking a few deep breaths in and out on this side. And then when you're ready, bring them back up through neutral and then let them drop to the other side. So knees drop all the way over to the left, open up in your right arm, look over at that right fingertip. A few deep breaths in and out. And then bring it back to neutral. We're going to take a few dynamic bridges here. If it's more comfortable for you to just hold a supported bridge, if you have a block or even a rolled up blanket or something handy that you can place under the hips here, if you prefer to just rest the hips instead of moving, you can do that. We're going to do just a few. So as you inhale, the hips will press up, and then exhale to come down. So with the breath, pressing into the feet and the hands, we'll inhale to rise up as tall as you can. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time returns down to the ground. Inhale to rise again. Exhale, returning your back down to the ground. Last one, inhale, raising the hips up as tall as you can, maybe lingering here this time. Squeezing in the legs. And then exhale, return down to the ground. Go ahead and bring the knees in. You can rock back and forth, giving yourself a nice little back massage. And then we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So if there's anything else you'd like to do here before, go ahead and take that, maybe grabbing onto the toes, opening the legs up for a happy baby and rocking back and forth, or just staying still. Anything else that you feel like you need. And then I'm going to invite everyone today, if you have a pillow or a bolster or anything of that sort, to bring it underneath your knees and see what that feels like in your back. Since we're focusing on healthy backs, everyone is different, so the level of height here may be different for you. Maybe a couple pillows or a couple bolsters. I just have one just right underneath the knees, and see how that feels in this back space. So sometimes elevating a little bit in the knees can create different sensations for you. And then open the arms up, extending them on either side, relaxing everything else into the ground as we prepare for Shavasana. Take a deep breath in here once you have settled, and then exhale to sigh it out. Go ahead and return the breath to normal, so no more counting or focusing on anything here. Just breathe how you normally would. And as you're breathing, try to relax everything into the ground. So no more holding any tension anywhere. Check in with the hips, the shoulders. Make sure everything's relaxed, the jaw, the forehead. No need to hold anything up here. You can let the ground beneath you fully support your body as you rest. And I recommend 10 minutes of Shavasana a day. That's where your practice really settles in. So allowing yourself this time to really get all of the benefits from the practice is really optimal. But if you're short on time today and you'd like, you can go ahead and pause the video for more time. But if you're short on time and you'd like to wrap up, removing any props out from under you, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes as you come back. Maybe roll over to one side and press back up to seated, using the arms as we come back together and close out our practice. So joining me back in that nice comfortable seat. Sit up as tall as you can one more time, feeling and relaxed. And just notice how you're feeling. Hopefully you feel a little bit more length and openness in the spine here. Breathing in and out. So today we've kind of tied everything together. We focused on the strength, the space, the support. Just know that you can come back to this feeling anytime. So whether it's focusing on one area as we have in the previous weeks, or bringing it all together into a nice little flow like we did today, do whatever you can to help support your back. Everyone is sitting and standing and working long hours. That can really take a toll on the body. So supporting the back is the best way to kind of combat that and make sure you feel good. So we're going to go ahead and inhale the arms all the way up overhead. Capture some energy in between the hands and bring them down to heart center. Tipping the chin just slightly down towards the hands. Thank yourself for taking this time for you today and for doing this practice and making it this far. It's really good to do that and to take that time. So I want to thank you all for allowing me to guide your practice, whether this was your first one or if you've been following along each week for Yoga for Healthy Backs. So thank you all. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. See you next time.